great stop by Schlager. But it's Messi going to found a way.
And just like that, history changed. Not with a fanfare, not with a clean, perfect moment. It changed with a miss, and then it changed forever. Welcome back. Today we're breaking down one of the most dramatic nights in World Cup history. June 22nd, 2026, in Dallas, Texas. Argentina versus Austria, and Lionel Messi, 38 years old, standing at the edge of immortality. Here's what you need to understand before we dive in. Miroslav Klose, Germany's legendary striker, the man who spent 12 years across 4 World Cups building a wall that nobody thought anyone could touch. 16 goals. That number sat on top of World Cup history like a mountain, untouched from 2006 to 2014 to 2018 to 2022. 11 years, and everyone thought, that's it, that's the ceiling. No one gets there again. Then Messi happened. He came into this tournament already on 16, tied with Klose after his hat trick against Algeria in the opener. But we're not here to talk about Algeria. We're here to talk about the night that almost went wrong before it went completely right. Minute 9, Austria versus Argentina. The referee points to the spot. Stefan Posch drags down Lautaro Martinez inside the box. Clear penalty. And who steps up? Messi. Of course it's Messi. The entire stadium holds its breath. Millions of screens around the world freeze. One goal, and he's alone at the summit of World Cup history. One goal, and Klose's record, 11 years unbroken, is gone. Messi begins his run-up. He stutters, he sends it to the right, and goalkeeper Alexander Schlager, he dives the right way. The ball goes wide. The record waits. Dallas goes quiet. And here's the thing. Here is the absolutely brutal thing. That wasn't just a missed penalty. That was Messi's 3rd missed penalty at World Cups. He now holds the record for most missed World Cup penalties in history. In the same tournament where he's chasing the top scorer record, he also extends the wrong record. You literally cannot script this. For the next 20 minutes, Austria grow into the game. Ralf Rangnick's side, disciplined, compact, dangerous on the counter. They start believing. David Alaba makes 2 crucial interventions. The game settles into something cautious, something tight. Argentina are pushing, but the door won't open. Messi keeps trying. The record keeps waiting. And then, minute 38, Facundo Medina plays a pass into space. Thiago Almada lets it go. And it rolls perfectly directly onto Messi's left foot. Schlager is leaning. Messi catches him wrong-footed. He curls it home. And the AT&T Stadium, the whole of Dallas, erupts. 17 World Cup goals. Miroslav Klose's record gone. 11 years over. And Messi doesn't sprint away screaming. He doesn't go wild. He just looks up, points to the sky, and you can see it on his face. Relief. Pure, exhausted, enormous relief because he knew that penalty miss was sitting on him the whole first half, and now it's done. But here's what makes this story even bigger than just one goal. Messi is 38 years old. He turns 39 on Wednesday. 2 days from now, he is playing his 6th World Cup. No man in the history of the sport has played 6. And since turning 35, an age when most players are already retired or playing out the clock, he has scored 12 World Cup goals, 12 in 3 years. That is not just not normal. That is not just impressive. That is something we don't have words for yet. The second goal comes deep in injury time. Schlager gets his hands to Messi's first attempt, tips it away, but the ball comes back, and Messi, with defenders surrounding him, threads a shot through traffic into the net. 18 World Cup goals. And just like that, he goes past Marta, the Brazilian legend and all-time top scorer across men's and women's World Cups, who sits on 17. Messi now leads all of them, men and women, combined He is #1 in the history of the entire sport at this tournament. Argentina win 2-0. They qualify for the round of 32, 6 points from 2 games, and their captain has scored all 5 of their goals this tournament, every single one. Here's what I want you to sit with for a second. His father was ill back home during this game. He had a penalty miss that could have broken a lesser player's confidence. The record he was chasing had stood for over a decade. He's playing against opponents who are decades younger. And at 38, in a city where the Texas Heat doesn't care about your age or your trophies or your 7 Ballon d'Ors, he delivered twice. Messi said after the match, and I want you to hear this, he said, "Today I had the penalty that I could have scored, but if I had made the penalty, perhaps I wouldn't have reached the other 2 either. You never know." That's not delusion. That's someone who has played enough football to understand that the game moves through you, not for you. He didn't spiral, he didn't disappear, he waited, and he struck. Kylian Mbappé, by the way, is now on 16 after his brace against Iraq later that same evening. He's right there. And Erling Haaland scored too. On June 22nd, 2026, the 3 best players on the planet all scored on the same day, but only one of them made history. Argentina's winning streak in this tournament now sits at 8 consecutive matches since that 2022 loss to Saudi Arabia, a game that felt like a disaster and ended up being the spark. 8 straight, defending champions. Messi is hunting a 2nd consecutive World Cup title. This is what greatness looks like when it has nowhere left to go but forward. 18 World Cup goals, no penalty, no perfect setup, just a 38-year-old man who refused to let the 9th minute define the night. The summit is his, the record is his, and honestly, the conversation is over.